Hi guys, and welcome to the channel. So today we are at the unit and we are joined by Connor. Hello Connor.
Hello.
And today we're going to be working on the Volvo, and what we've got to fit to the Volvo is a new set of coilovers. So these are HSDs, but HSD don't make coilovers for these Volvos. But what they do make them for is for, if you have a look there, these are for an Evo 7, 8 and 9. Big shout out to Alex from Driftworks. There's no affiliation here, by the way, just brilliant customer service from Alex. So we've managed to spec these up so they should fit on here. Now there's a couple of things that I've had to do, which I'll run through when we get round to fitting them. Hopefully we can get these done tonight and get the Volvo on some new suspension. Right, so these are the KWs that have come off the front of the car, and I'll be honest, I've had these quite a long time, but I cannot fault them. They're absolutely amazing. They run really nicely on the road, and look at the condition of them. There aren't many coilovers that will be as clean as that, even after 1 year, let alone however many years these have been. They're probably about, I don't know, maybe 15 years old, and they are in really good condition. But as good as they are for the road and occasional track driving, they're not great for when you really want to push on, run slicks, so on and so forth, because there's a couple of reasons. The spring that comes with it is progressive, which is what you see here. The coil spacing is different, and I can't actually find from KW's data what the spring rate is on this. So if I were then to try and fit a different spring on there, something that's slightly harder, something that's more suitable, chances are the valving for this wouldn't be correct, and there's no adjustment for rebound on these. So if we come across to these HSDs, first thing you'll notice is they come with pillow bore top mounts, comparing that to the standard ones that I have been running on these KWs. KWs don't come with top mounts. Obviously these are made for the Evo, but they do have the same pattern as the Volvo ones here. And these are brilliant, so they're modular. So normally when you get these for an Evo, they don't have these tabs on here, which is for the anti-roll bar, which obviously you can see on the side here. Not sure what they're from, but like I say, Alex has sorted me out. He's found these. I think they're about £30 each, so £60 extra to have these fitted. And going on to the bottom bracket, this is slightly different. Now, if I had waited and got an Evo 456 bottom bracket, I probably wouldn't have had to do any modification. So the difference between the width of the S40 or the Evo 4, 5 and 6 and the Evo 7, 8, 9 is 4mm, so I've had to make some shims. Now you can buy shims, but I decided to make them, and these are the shims that I've made. So all they are is 2mm thick stainless steel. So they've got a bit of a captive edge on the top and on the front, so just slots in there like that. Another difference, and I'm not too sure if this is the case on the 4, 5 and 6, but these holes here are for an M14 bolt and these ones are an M12, so I will have to drill out the uprights on the hubs to suit this. So not a big deal, it doesn't take much time, and again there are some conversion shims that have got a little sleeve in there, so you can run the M12 bolt, but I'm just going to drill these out and make them fit. Like I say, I don't know if I had held out for the 4, 5, 6 bottom brackets, I would have had to have done that, but I couldn't wait the extra 6 to 8 weeks before they arrived, so I just went with this, and I'm going to modify them to fit. One of the main reasons why I've gone for these over these are because obviously you can see here that these are a linear spring rate, and I've gone for the harder of the options that HSD provide, and that's a 10 kilo spring on the front, 8 kilos on the rear, which is, I mean, I don't know how stiff these are, but probably twice as stiff. They can deal with it because they also have rebound adjustment on here, so I can go full soft and then full hard, and there's 16 clicks between the two options. So I'm going to put this together and then get them on the car. So with the orientation of the top mounts, I have fitted them this way, so if I push the strut back it will increase the caster, brought this way obviously it decreases it. It does also give you a little bit of extra camber on there, but the reason why I've not fitted them this way, so you can slide it in and out this way to gain even more negative camber, is because down here I have got myself some of these, and they are for adjusting camber at the hub end. So these are made by Powerflex, and they've got a little 14mm lobe on there which is offset like a cam, so I can adjust camber down here and I can adjust caster up here. So there you go, the bolt is in, and you'll be able to see when I rotate this round it moves the top of that hub, and I'll move it around here like that, and that is about maximum negative camber there. And then there's also these bits here, these tabs. So these tabs here also, depending on what side of the bolt you put them on, also gives you additional camber, so they are also set with this tail close to the inside of the car, and that gives you the maximum negative camber. So here are the rears. As you can see, they're fairly similar. That's the original top mount from the car. These again on the rears didn't come with the top mount, and these come with a nice aluminium one. They are rubberized, they're not spherical like we have on the front. Again, we have a linear spring rate, whereas this is progressive. And yeah, generally, other than this looking much nicer and much cleaner, they look fairly similar. But as it happens, this is not standard for an Evo rear damper. They've actually got a forked end, whereas this is like an eyelet type. Now, Alex has found this from a Toyota. It's got the same 12mm bolt which goes through, but I think it's around 2mm narrower from memory. So all I'm going to have to do is put a washer in there. Now these, like the front, do have adjustable damping, which is on the top this time, so that'd be quite easy to adjust when they're on the car and fitted. Fronts are now in. Connor is just putting the wheels on the front. There you go. So yeah, we're getting there, and we'll hopefully get this finished fairly shortly. So there we are, the rears are in, front wheels are on, so hopefully we'll just get the rear wheels on and we can drop this to the ground and see how it looks. So there we are, guys, the car is on HSD coilovers. Now it is running a little bit higher than I would possibly like, but there's still some scope to lower down on the front. On the rears is kind of down as far as it'll go, but there's a few little tweaks that I could make to get the rear a little bit lower, but generally I'm quite happy with how that's gone. Sorry we didn't go into too much detail, obviously we were just trying to get this done tonight, so apologies for that. If you do have any questions though, obviously drop them down in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them. thank you very much to Connor for his help today, or tonight. And yeah. Okay, so last night, with the help of Connor, I managed to get the HSD coilovers onto the Volvo. This morning I've had a little fettle, played around with the front ride height, lowered it a little bit, and now I'm just checking the tracking, but it's looking pretty good. This is how the car's sitting right now. Front is a little bit lower than we had it before on the KWs. Rear is a little bit higher. I wanted to level the car out. The car was running slightly positive rake last time and it looked a little bit odd. But that was because the front tyres were rubbing and I raised the front and didn't do anything with the rear. So now we're looking pretty good, and I've just been doing the tracking on the vehicle using string. Fairly simple process here. I'll quickly run over how I do that just in case you're interested, but there are plenty of guides online on how to do this. So as you can see, I've got a bar at the front sat on some axle stands, and the same at the rear here, and where the line goes is in line with the center of the hubs. This line and this line are exactly 2 meters apart, and they are exactly the same on the back side, 2 meters apart, and then we've got to make them parallel to one another. So the way that we do that is we drop a tape measure into the hub, and here we're reading 196 mil on the front there. We come around to this side here, we do the same, and that again 196 mil, and then on the rear the same, that is 200 mil, and then on this side 200 mil. That means that the string is parallel either side to one another, and the car is central between the two bits of string. And then what we do is on the front here, I want to check to make sure the alignment is right, is on the front of the wheel. Check that side, and we are, what are we there, 164 mil, and then on this side here 164 mil, and then we go around this way, and again 164 mil, and here 164 mil. So the front tracking is absolutely parallel. I've not put any toe in or toe out, so I want to see what it's like with parallel tracking before I mess around with some toe in or toe out. And basically all I'm doing is getting the car to drive in a straight line, because I have changed the tie rod ends. From the last video you would have seen that, and yeah, everything was a bit skew. If I go in here, you can see the wheel is completely on the piss. That is because I do have a new steering wheel hub and I've not put that centrally on the splines, but I couldn't do that because I didn't have any tie rods and I had no idea which way the wheels were pointing. So yeah, tracking is pretty much done. I've done the same on the rear, measuring either side of the rear wheel. So the rears are towed in slightly, which is what they were set before, equal on both sides, so I know that the tracking is good on that. So the car is all aligned pretty much. The only thing I haven't checked is the camber, because I don't have my camber gauge with me, but the car will drive in a straight line. One thing to mention is obviously if I do change the camber on the front, it does effectively change the length of the tie rod, so you do have to continually tweak the tracking to fine tune it to get it exactly where you want it, but for now, like I say, the car will drive in a straight line, and that's all I need to do until I can get this properly tracked. And yeah, I suppose that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks again to Connor for helping me out last night getting these fitted to the car, and thank you to Alex from Driftworks for the excellent customer service. Really couldn't have done that without you. Of course, if you've got any questions, please drop them in the comment section below. If you've liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers. I have got some of these, and they are made by White Line. No, they're not.